The quiz show that we have includes, just like the other weeks, 2 portions. One where we'll just open it up and kind of get the juices flowing, and then the second part, I'll call on some people and we'll look at some, we'll identify some specific people. So first question of the buzz-in round are, what are the intentions of the 2 words course conclusion exercise?
Good morning, this is Lisa.
Morning, Lisa.
What I think it is it gives the participants a chance to almost commit to what they got the most out of the course. So saying, if they say one of their words is community, then they're trying to elaborate on that, and it's explaining how much they actually got out of the class, I guess is what I'm trying to say. My thoughts are not coming together clearly, I apologize. But it just helps clarify that by saying it. Because I know when I thought about it, I came up with my 2 words. And for me, that made me make a little bit more of a commitment in my mind as well, based on the 2 words that I picked, that this is going to work for me. I'm committed to this. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Anyone want to add to that?
Yeah, this is Jamie, and I thought about it as well in that at the end of the 3 days, I think there's a lot. You've just taken in so much, and the 2 words really get you to narrow down this like deeper connection with the material. And then if you can really focus on those, that can really focus you in how you're going to move forward, as opposed to almost being overwhelmed by the content. It allows you to really focus in and have those aims.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments on the 2 words at the end of the course?
This is Heather. I just add, I think there's a piece of that starts to enable you to practice sharing your feelings in a very simple way. Which is consistent with the content. I think a lot of places where we don't do that. So that's my thought.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it sounds like there's quite a few spin-off purposes for those 2 words. I heard the word commitment. I heard the word community. Nail down the thoughts. Those are all really good things that happen when people have to formulate 2 words for the course conclusion. So thank you for those comments. Let's look at the second question. Again, this is anyone can answer. We go through quite a bit of effort to make it clear that we're transitioning the ownership. Why are we so explicit in those efforts to transfer the ownership from the participant's personal growth from facilitator back to the participant at the conclusion of the course? Anyway.
This is Barbara. I can try it. Well, I think the biggest thing that I felt in that moment is about empowering, and it's having the class understand, hey, you have all of the tools that you need at this point, and we are now like giving you the power to take control of what you do beyond this point. And so even though you might have others to help you in your learning as you go forward, you have all the tools that you need to make those decisions. And so whereas when they first started the class, hey, you didn't really know a whole lot, but now you do. And you can take this and run with it and be the best people that you can be. So.
Thank you. Anyone else?
This is Morgan. I think the whole point of this module is to really get the students to realize that, like she said, that they have all these skills and they're in that bucket, but you have to be really intentional in using them and practicing them and talking with other people about what you've learned and how you're going to go forward and the burdens and the benefits from all of that. And this slide helps glide that along. It's showing that we've given you this, but now you have to help facilitate yourself in the future.
Thank you. I heard a couple things from these answers. One is one word I really appreciated was empowering, to communicate to our participants that they have it. And the other one I liked is bucket, just from the standpoint that they have it now. They can carry it out. It's in their bucket. It's in their knowledge base. Those are very encouraging comments for why we do the ownership. Let's look at a quiz show round of the next question. Lauren, it shows that you're on the call. Are you?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Are you able to explain to us why we would invite participants during this module to create a list of personal expectations?
Yeah, so by creating a list of personal expectations, I think it helps keep everyone grounded. Upon completion of the course, there might be people who have certain expectations for the participants, and really wanting to see what they've learned and putting that into action. So I think by setting our own expectations, it allows us to monitor our own progress, and really use more of a realistic, practical, and personal moral compass.
Thank you. Thank you. The personal moral compass, I like that. I like that phrase. That captures it well. This next one, the little parenthesis at the bottom says the whole group chime in. So let's just do that. I think we're comfortable with that. This is a little bit of a complex question maybe too, but we've got these 5 interlaced modules slide in the transition module, where we present to the group again for the 44th time these different modules. And now you are a facilitator of those modules. How might you use that slide in a meaningful way in the transition module? And so what I'll just ask is to just identify one way, and we'll let someone else identify a second way. So as you participate here and jump in, what is one way that you can use that 5 interlaced module slide as you are preparing people to transition from the class?
This is Gina. I would just use it as kind of a backtracking of their journey, to show them how we all started together, and really focus some intentionality around the compass, as that now that you have all these tools, where will you go with them? And that's the choice. Where will we go? Where will they lead us? What unimagined opportunities are out there now if we utilize these tools and how we've learned them? So I would just kind of remind them of the journey they've come through and what their choice is now that we're at the compass beacon.
Super. Thank you. Someone else identify a way to use those 5 modules, the 5 interlaced modules.
This is Sean. I think you could probably, throughout all of the time when you have these going, you could ask people to share a word or two or a concept or two that stuck out for them from each of the different modules, as a way to both review but also reinforce each individual person's experience. Similar to what we're doing with the 2 words, it kind of adds in and allows people to hear from other people and hear different perspectives, and reminds them about things that were really kind of profound at that point. So I think it can just really be a great reflective tool throughout the entire 3 days and not just at the end.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's terrific. One more.
This is Jamie again, and I think I would just add that starting and ending in the same place just is a visual reminder that this is like, it doesn't end. It continues to it's cyclical. I mean, you're constantly in this process.
I love that. It's cyclical. Yes. At this point, the participants are maybe more able to connect to the different modules. They're more able to connect what confrontation has to do with DISC, and so we go around the circle again. Terrific, terrific insight. Lauren, do you remember what 2 words you used at the end of your class? The 2 words that you spoke? And if you don't remember those, what 2 words might you have for us?
Good question. I remember that one of them was, I just took the class probably about 3 weeks ago. So it's still pretty top of mind. I remember that one of them was refreshing. And I believe the other one was inspirational. And I probably would stick with those. I think it'll be interesting because the more classes that we teach, it's going to be a different audience each time. It's going to have a different vibe to the class. But I think no matter who you're having this conversation with and going through these modules, it's always refreshing. Even as a facilitator, I think you learn something new every time. So I think that one I would definitely stick with. And then the second word, I think I would have to base that off of what happened in the class that week.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think based on the fact that we have 4 teach backs, I think we're ready to just leap into that. And